Welcome to the Good Finds Podcast, a podcast about finding good in the world and learning more about the work of Goodwill. I'm your host, Brent Watkins, Marketing Director at Goodwill of the Heartland. Today, we begin the first in a three-part series that features Amanda and Janice. They're two Goodwill team members who work in our store located in Moline, Illinois. We had a lot of fun talking about what it's like working at Goodwill, and we cover topics ranging from what the color tags mean to what's trending in our stores. So without further delay, we'll begin with introductions.
Hello, I'm Janice. I'm a retail production specialist, and I sort through all the good stuff that gets donated. I take my time and look for quality and make a nice pile and hang it and produce it and put it out on the floor.
Okay, Amanda.
I'm Amanda, and I'm a production specialist. I work in soft goods now, but I previously worked in hard as well, and I've worked throughout the store. Day to day, I go through donations and try to find the best quality to put out on the floor for good finds and good deals.
Great. So, what's a typical day like? I mean, you come in, you're ready to work here at Goodwill, and tell me a little bit about what an average day is, or is there no average day?
There's no average day. You find a treasure every day, and it's exciting. It's kind of like Christmas, and just excited to see like somebody's going to be able to get something great quality or something that you grew up with, or something fun and exciting, or just something you haven't seen every day. So Every day is really cool and exciting.
You can always reminisce on finding vintage things and telling stories about it. So,
yeah.
So I have some stories, speaking of which, of some unique donations maybe. What are some of the memorable donations that you've come across?
I had seen some old oil lamps that used to have these little oil drips that would fall down. And it reminded me when I was a young kid, because my mom had one of those. And I thought that was super neat to come across something like that.
I'm old enough to remember what those oil lamps were like.
Cool.
They're kind of hippie,
Yeah,
I mean,
my mom had one.
Yeah. I was just telling Janice, I said, when I was a kid, I didn't realize like how cool they were until we got one in here that one time. And I'm like, that is amazing. That's just like so relaxing.
It is. Yeah. It's right up there with a lava lamp.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, it's cool. And then as far as like clothing and stuff, like my mom, she used to dress me in these little, the band that goes around your foot,
Mm-hmm.
and these old little ugly sweaters.
They're cool today.
They're cool today. Yeah, I remember looking back at my school pictures and just like, oh my gosh, Mom.
Me and Janice actually look through stuff, and I'll say, this is really cool, or this is a really cool crew neck, and she'll say, that is ugly. And I'm like, the uglier, the cooler. Like the good quality, we're just explaining to her about fast fashion and like the quality of old college crew neck, and she'll say, you and your crew necks. And I'm like, it's quality and it's comfortable. Like that's what everybody's looking for, is good quality and comfortable.
Right, and so when we do come across something like that, we like to know how fast it sells on the floor. So we'll like bet each other like within 1 to 3 days or a week how fast
candy bar or something,
candy bar or something, just to see who is right, how fast it goes. So, and it goes pretty quick.
I bet.
Yeah.
I bet. That's why we say you got to shop every day, right?
Yeah, and all throughout the times. Like we have veterans that put stuff out for us all day long. A lot of people, the saying is like, just come at certain times. And we push racks out all throughout the day. I mean, even when we're leaving, things are still going out. A lot of people think that it's just a certain time, and I'm telling you, there's been times that I've been shopping and I've rechecked that section and I'm like, that's a good deal, I'm grabbing that. So I think always going around another time.
Yeah, a question I get asked a lot is, what's the best day to shop? And is there really a best day?
There is not. There's kind of a trick to it. There's no best day to shop, but we have a lot of customers on Sunday nights or Monday mornings. We do a poll color because we have a 5-color week. So a lot of our products stay on the floor for 5 days. And then when it's time for that color to come off, we pull it and it goes to outlets and it gives it another chance to sell. So a lot of people don't realize that fresh find is a new color and it's fresh stuff to the floor, especially for our shoppers that come in every single day looking for a new deal. So Mondays are a really good deal for fresh finds because it's right to the floor, and that starts the week of that fresh find. Yeah. But other than that, any day is a good day to shop.
Let's explain the fresh finds one more time, because some people just don't quite get what that means. But what are fresh finds?
So anything that we just produced that day or that week is a fresh find that's going out to the floor. Like, so if I produced it that day, it's going out that day. It could go within that hour. So that's a fresh find.
So yeah, if the color is, say, yellow for the week, we start that color on Monday, and as of Monday all the way until that following Sunday, it will be yellow. Mm-hmm. So all throughout that week, anything going to the floor would be yellow. So that would be considered a fresh find.
Interesting. You know, there are new shoppers, and I shopped Goodwill for years, just totally oblivious to the colors. I knew there were tags. I knew they had different colors. I really didn't understand what that was about. I guess I didn't care, but a lot of people really care about the color tag.
Yes,
Tell me about why they should and what it means.
Well, we were just talking about that this morning, and I asked Janice, I said, did you shop here before you started working, or like what made you start working here at Goodwill? And she said, I've never shopped here. And I said,
I know, and it's crazy because when I was younger, I was a single mom, and I always thought, getting nice clothes for your kid would have to be at the mall or something. And when I found out, and when I seen Goodwill, came inside Goodwill and seen what they were selling, I'm like, what am I doing? So ever since I stepped foot in a Goodwill, I have been buying my kids, secondhand.
Yeah, and I was kind of amazed by that because I grew up in the opposite thing where my grandparents brought us in here. This is where we got our school clothes, our Christmas clothes, different things like that. And you get so much. So when I became a single mom, that's where you got your deal. You come to Goodwill, you find a good deal, and you always know you're going to find something. You're going to find your snow pants or your snow boots. So I was kind of like, are you kidding me? And she was like, yeah, I've never, shopped here. And I was like, well, what made you even apply here,
Yeah, so when I seen, Goodwill on Indeed, I was like, that looks like a decent place to apply to. So, because it had good benefits and, it had vacation time, some weekends.
Great PTO.
Yeah, great PTO. I love the PTO.
Yes. I think that's the best benefit. I mean, we're all Goodwill employees, obviously, and I came here kind of mid-career, like I was 50 when I started, so maybe late career, but I had never worked for a place that had such good benefits, and the PTO, you have to work here for a little while for it to accrue, but if you've been with us for a while, that's up to 6 weeks a year,
yeah, absolutely.
And that doesn't, no other place competes with that. Now, in all fairness, I mean, the sick days are included, so if you're sick a lot, you're not going to get quite the benefit.
Janice has been here 10 years, and I've been here 5 years, and my first couple of years before COVID, the PTO was different. I mean, it's always been good, but I think since we've came back from COVID and figured out a better way of paying, that PTO has it has evolved over time. And so we got some new people coming in, and I said, you already get that much? And they're like, yeah. And I was like, that's awesome, because I remember my first 2 years was a struggle. We were fostering at that time, so we had a lot of appointments to go to, and it was hard to keep, up with the appointments and not using all my PTO. So Janice was explaining to me like how to go about using your PTO without using it all the way. But my son plays sports, and it has literally been a blessing just to be able, I don't miss anything,
And I think, and by the way, we're going to get back to talking about color tags here in a minute.
Absolutely.
But
we just go back and forth.
We kind of rabbit trailed, but that's okay because, we say Goodwill's a great place to work. So we should talk about that for a little bit. But, the saying is life happens.
Absolutely.
And a lot of places, they promise the PTO, but when it comes to actually taking it, they can make it very difficult. And I have to say, my experience is, hey, if life happens, if I'm going through something, if I, have a family need or something, no one's standing in the way of me taking my PTO.
Oh, and that's what's awesome here, because I know they say, the way of saying is like we're like a family. I have never once, like when I've called or said anything or came with prior situation of like family issues, it's just been like, it's okay. It's fine. Like you don't even have to explain it to me. Like I know you're a good worker. You come to work every single day. Just take care of your family. And that's what keeps me here. Even on some of the stressful days, you're in donation, you're getting, tons of donations, you're tired from the end of the day. It's just, you had that one bad day, but I'll always come back because I know that I'm loved and taken care of.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, I agree. I've never had, issues. I love the PTO here. And it kind of gives you a life outside of work, too.
Definitely.
Yes,
Definitely.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So back to color tags.
Yes.
I mean, we've established Goodwill is a great place
Yes,
to work,
color
and we all
tags.
agree on that.
Yes.
And we've all been here long enough
Yeah.
to know that's very interesting. That Janice, you've been here 10 years.
Yes.
You said 5.
Yes.
I've been here 13. So
Janice actually trained me. So,
all right,
yeah.
cool. So getting back to color tags, what do they mean? When I come in, I grab a pink tag, item off the shelf or whatever. What does that? What's it all about? What are color tags about?
It's just a rotation pattern. If you're grabbing not a fresh find or a half off color, it's usually just regular priced.
Depending on the tag, there can be a discount.
Yes.
Yeah. So whatever, say blue's half off or blue tags. There's blue tags on the floor. We have signage around the store that explains like blue tag is half off. So you can go around just shopping for your blue tags and have, half off clothing.
Yeah, so when you walk into the store, we have fresh finds. You'll always see the fresh find color. And in the middle of the aisles, you'll see the half off color. On Sunday nights when we're doing the polls for the fresh finds and to change that color out, we also change that half off as well. So you always want to check Monday morning what the new half off color is, and that color will continue on into that following Monday. So a lot of people, you want to stretch your dollar, or we have voucher programs and people can use that to stretch their dollar to get more bang for their buck.
So, you talk about like one of the tag colors will be the fresh finds yellow, right?
Yeah.
And so it's kind of like we really don't have any stale finds though, right? Because we're moving
not
inventory through the store. If I came at the beginning of the week and then I come back at the end of the week, I know that we say the entire store is refreshed. It used to be every 5 weeks, I think. I don't know what that...
It's still every 5 weeks.
It's still every 5 weeks. So just think about that. You come in the store. If you come in the next month, everything in the store is new. There is nothing that you would have seen 5 weeks ago that's
absolutely.
still in our stores.
Yes.
I think that's amazing.
Yeah, it's just a rotation.
That is. And we have customers that come in the morning and the afternoon, and they always find something because it's just rotation. There's new stuff out there all day long.
Yep.
Cool.
Each week, all day long.
Yeah. So about the voucher program, a lot of people, well, let's just be honest.
Yeah.
We hear a lot of stuff on social media.
Yeah.
Oh, Goodwill's so greedy. Their prices are so high. They take, and they don't give anything back. That's simply not true.
Can I actually tell you about my story?
Yes, please do.
So I had a son pretty young, and I went through the Project Now to get housing. And Bethany Family actually helped me with getting Christmas for him, Goodwill vouchers to get him clothes and winter coats and different programs like that. And I was just telling Janice this morning about like the Christmas tree at Starbucks. They do the Bethany program and stuff like that. But a big thing is a lot of people don't realize that they give to the community so much. There's so many resources out there. We also have they go through township and they help furnish people's houses. So it's not just only clothing. There's different places besides Bethany that they donate to make sure that people can get more than just clothing and they can get that helping hand. And it's once monthly. It's nice. You can just make an appointment to the Bethany program, and they'll help with vouchers for clothing, coats, shoes, gloves, scarves, anything you can think of. And if there's other things that aren't soft good items and you need more hard goods or getting your apartment together, they have other programs too.
Mm-hmm.
So we give a lot into the community.
And Bethany's a huge organization as far as a community, human services organization.
It's amazing. Like it made me who I am today, and I'm a giver. I will give everybody the world, and we were just talking about that this morning. I said I think that I'm not rich because I'd just be like, take it, like you can have it. You need it more than me, but I understand, what it is to be given to, and just that helping hand up. So I think when I hear it all the time on Facebook, like we see people doing asking questions to me and Janice, we're like, maybe we can talk about the questions they have or the assumptions they have, and how much we actually do in the community. If they just give a call sometimes, or they can always ask like what resources they can ask for me specifically. I will tell them all the resources because they're out there and we do help.
I think Mark Twain said it best, and I hope this is a Mark Twain quote, but a lie gets halfway around the world before the truth gets out of the backyard.
Yes.
And that's just the reality of a lot of social media misinformation. Yes. But I can say, because I oversee the voucher program, this year we're closing in on $200,000 that we have distributed in vouchers. So when people say we don't give back, I mean, that amount of money is how much is available for people to shop our stores free of charge. Now, they can't shop for everything. I mean, it's just clothing items that the vouchers are good for. But we partner, like you said, Bethany is just one of, I think we have 113 different organizations across our territory we partner with. So, you could go to our website if you are in need and, you have a legitimate need, you're having a hard time making ends meet, just go to our website at goodwillheartland.org, and you can do a search on vouchers, and you can see who all our voucher partners are, so you can know where to go depending on where you live. That's pretty cool.
We also have our veterans that come in here, and sometimes they don't have clothes or shoes. They've been homeless, and we've been quick to get them vouchers, so when they leave the store, they can get clothes and come back to work. We also have our career center that I've seen people get jobs, and they've been trying to get jobs for days and months, and she's able to give them vouchers to get scrub tops or work pants and different things like that. So there's all different types of ways our vouchers are being used.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Well, that wraps up the first in this 3-part series featuring Amanda and Janice at our Moline store. To find out more about our voucher program, visit our website at goodwillheartland.org. That's goodwillheartland.org. And search on the words voucher program, which should take you right to a page where you can browse our partner organizations that can assist you. If our conversation about working at Goodwill sparked your interest, check out our current job openings at workatgoodwill.com. That's workatgoodwill.com. We'll also include links in our podcast program notes. Now, in our next episode, we'll talk about what's trending in our stores, including why you should shop Goodwill for a certain specific item people don't often think about finding here, but can save you a ton of money. And we'll talk more about the people we serve. So be sure to subscribe to the Good Finds podcast so you don't miss a single episode. And until next time, remember, all the good finds are at Goodwill.